Hello, my name is Kirioth and I bring you good news. Good news, yeah. So coming soon, a new codex for the Craftworlds. That's what it says on the community site right there. Look, it says right there, coming soon. Next week, in fact. Next week, good lord. This is the first Xenos codex of the new edition, which for a minute I was like, no, we've had others, I'm sure we have. And then I went back and I looked at what we'd had, and I looked at the fact that I even did a video talking about how if we've got nothing but Imperium, that would be awful and terrible, and then you really need to not do that. Yeah, it is actually the first Xenos codex of 8th edition is Codex Craftworlds. Now, it's not Codex Eldar, it is Codex Craftworlds, although as they point out, they even say, older hobbyists among you may remember Craftworld Eldar, which contained rules for Ulthwé, Iyanden, Biel-Tan, Alteoch, and Saim-Hann. Sam? Look, yeah, at this point, if you are surprised by my mispronunciation of literally everything, I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to say it happens in every single video. You just got to get used to it. It happens. I do my best, but sometimes it's just not enough, alright? I do try. I got most of those, probably. Someone's going to tell me that they're all wrong, but that's fine. They've said that Codex Craftworlds is the spiritual successor to that book, as well as a step forward for the army in line with the other codexes they've released so far, which is a bit of a redundant statement. I would hope that it's in line with the other codexes they've released so far, otherwise what would be the point? It would just... it's a weird sentence, but they stuck it in there anyway. So yeah, it's going to feature 5 new Craftworld attributes designed to represent the unique way these Eldar go to what Eldar. They're just Eldar. Just call them Eldar. The abilities are powerful, thematic, and flexible, and open up new tactical possibilities for army building. So yeah, it's going to have like stratagems and warlord traits, all of that stuff, expanded psychic disciplines, and powerful remnants of glory, which I'm guessing are relics essentially. I do like. They give an example here. They give an example. It's an Iyanden example. And I love the kind of, I guess, the fluff side of things for this. But I don't know whether I actually like the ability itself. So, it's the Citronome of Iyanden. So, let's have a quick look. So, the Azirani psychic engineers, known as bone singers, oh my god, I can't pronounce anything on this page, can I? Are patient artisans who understand that true craftsmanship takes time. Growing and shaping wraithbone is both art and science and cannot be rushed without ill effects. Yet the times have grown dire, and needs dictate that the artifact known as the Citronome be removed from beneath its dome of preservation and taken to battle. Very much a weapon of last resort, the small pendant pulses when activated, resonating at such a frequency that its vibrations echo through all realms, including the warp. This is mental. This is some mad like nonsense here. For reasons unknown, this regular thrum boosts the growth and vitality of Wraithbone, but such vigour comes at a cost. After an unprecedented burst of energy, the Wraithbone becomes brittle, often cracking open. And in Psyker only. Once during the battle at the start of a fight phase, you can declare that this model will activate the Citronome of Iyanden. If you do so, for the rest of that fight phase, the attacks characteristics of all friendly Iyanden Wraith Construct units that are within 6 inches of this model are doubled. However, at the end of the fight phase, each Iyanden Wraith Construct unit that was affected by the Citronome suffers D3 mortal wounds. Now, I will be the first to say, I don't have a damn clue what the wounds are for most of the Wraith Constructs for Eldar. I've got no clue. In fact, I don't know anything about the Eldar Index at all, because I don't have an Eldar army, and I don't know anyone who's got an Eldar army, and so I just don't know it. Depending on how many wounds they've got, that could either be a highly risky manoeuvre or a borderline suicidal manoeuvre. It sort of depends on, on whether they've got 2 wounds, 3 wounds, or 1 wound. I'm guessing it's going to be more than 1. I'm pretty sure was it Wraithguard had 2 wounds previously? Have they been boosted up to 3? And so there's a chance that they'll survive having done this? Or is it kind of close to a death sentence as you're going to get? Either way, I like it. It's pretty cool. I've got to be honest. As a sample thing, just to tease you into getting excited about the Codex, it's kind of funky, and the description of it is mental. Just doubling attacks, the attacks characteristic, I like that. I really want to see just a group of it's Wraith Blades, not Wraith Guard, that have got the big, well, the blades. Seeing them just double up and go mental, I like the idea of that. So yeah, look, I mean that's it's a nice little teaser. It's a nice teaser. I enjoy. 10 out of 10. Would read again. Now the other thing, and this is one of the things that I'm actually genuinely excited about for this, right? So I have in the past a couple of times looked at Eldar, and I've looked at the Star Collecting boxes because they're actually quite a good way to get into the hobby. Funnily enough, that is the point of them after all. And the Eldar one always struck me as being a little bit, I don't know whether odd is the right word, but it didn't jump out at me. Like when I'm looking at the boxes and I'm seeing things like Space Marines and a Dreadnought and Orcs and a Death Dread and all of that stuff. Imperial Guard with a Lehman Russ and a heavy support guy. I kind of look at those and you go, oh yeah, that looks like a force I can use. I never got that feeling from the old box for Eldar because it was 4 jet bikes and a fire prism. Now, obviously, Eldar are, there's a way to build an Eldar army that is jet bike focused, and so they're really fast and they're really hard to pin down and all that stuff. It's not what I would consider, personally, it was not what I would consider to be a enticing start collecting box. It was not something that I ever looked at and went, oh yeah, I like the look of that. It always seemed to be one of those things where instead of inviting the person in to go, oh, I'll give that a try, that looks cool, instead it was like, wait, I'm not getting very much for this, and how does that work? Boring though infantry plus tank or infantry plus walker is, it's recognisable. It's something that anyone can get behind. You look at that and you know what you're getting. It's just like, oh yeah, it's infantry plus a vehicle. I know what to do with that. 4 jet pikes plus a tank is a little bit more out there. It's a little bit kind of, it's not on the same level as the other start collecting boxes in terms of the perceived difficulty at the very least. At least that's how I've always felt about it anyway. Now though, and I'm genuinely loving this as a change. I don't know whether the old one will still be available, but there is a new start collecting box for Eldar now. At least there will be. And it's this. That is a lot more approachable. For my money, that is way more approachable. You've got Wraith Guard there, you've got a Farsi, you've got a War Walker, and you've got a Wraith Lord. Now, the other thing that I did when I first saw this was I looked at it and went, hang on, that looks like that's got to be worth a bit of cash. Considering that's 50 quid, because it's a start collecting box, I assume it is going to be the same price as the other start collecting boxes. It'd be a bit weird if one of them was just more expensive than the others. That was always the problem with those kind of starting forces that you used to get for different races, that they were kind of wildly out of sync with each other. Some of them cost 150 quid, some of them would cost 30 quid. It was like, what? You didn't know where you were. Now, assuming this is £50, and I can't see anything on the page to suggest that it's not, that is crazy value. Because if you add all of that up, then we'll start with the Farseer, so that's 12 quid. The Wraith Guard are 30 quid. The War Walker is £18.50, and the Wraith Lord is 28 quid. Now, I'm prepared, so I've added this all up. £88.50 this lot costs to buy separately. If that is a 50 quid box, that is insanely good value. I mean, it's £88.50 worth of models for 50 quid. That's pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. And it's not, as I say, it's kind of a mix of, in terms of monetary value, that's great. But it also to me kind of is more approachable. I think I'll put it that way. It's more approachable than the jet bike approach that we had before. There's also a bunch of dice that you can get, as always. They always do a bit of dice now, which is nice. I like the different flavours of dice you can get now. You'll also see the Eldar Ulthran model, which was in plastic in the Death Mask set. That'll be available to pre-order separately as well. So have a quick look at him. So he's looking nice. Yeah, looking good there, Eldrad. Liking your work. And then the triumvirate of the triumvirate of Iyanden, look, I don't really do Eldar, alright? And the pronunciations are beyond me. Weirdly, I'm pretty sure Ynnari is the right pronunciation for that, but I can't quite get the hang of Ynad, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's these. Look, I'll just pull them up so you can see them. There you go. This lot, the triumvirate of what's his face. That's them. They're getting repackaged, so that's, you know, if you want a repackaged version of that, then you can go for it. That's one of those things where it says repackaged for the new edition. I'm assuming that just means that you'll get the rules for them, and that's about it. I don't know why anything else with them would particularly change in terms of packaging. And to top it all off, then they'll be going over the Codex in detail over the next week, and they're going to be bringing back their made-to-order thing. They're going to do the latest wave of made-to-order, which will be this lot, so you can get your hands on some currently out-of-production Eldar goodness. They'll be available for made-to-order, and yeah, I mean, knock yourself out. To be honest, some of these look pretty good. For old sculpts, I have to admit, some of them do look dated, but the, what's his name there? That guy. I can't remember their names. The thingy Autarch, Dire Avenger Autarch, is that guy? Is that Bone Singer there? But yeah, some of these look pretty decent, and you'll be able to grab them. So good, excellent. To be honest, I'm kind of looking forward to this. As I say, I've never really been a big Eldar person, but yeah, I kind of, all this new 8th edition stuff, regardless of which army it's for, even if it's for an army that I've never really been interested in before, or I've never really understood before, it kind of piques my interest, which is obviously what they want. But just on the absolute surface face of it, even if you're not someone who cares about Eldar at all, the fact that we're starting to see Xenos Codexes is good. That's excellent. I'm glad they're actually starting to push that out now. The new start collecting box for Craftworlds is pretty damn good. Really good value for money, in as much as anything Games Workshop makes can be classed as good value for money. And there is a little bonus as well at the end there that I nearly forgot. Oh, look at this. A new Tyranids Codex on the way in November. Tyranids Codex on the way. I can't talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm dying. So yeah, it won't be available to pre-order this Saturday, as they say, but that's a quality bit of art. I'm liking that. Look how big that dude. Good grief. Anyway, so there you go. Good news if you are Eldar. Good news if you're Tyranid, because you're going to be turning up after Eldar. And yeah, as a little teaser goes, I like the little teaser thingy. The Craftworlds Start Collecting box, dead on, nice work. And I have to admit that the made-to-order stuff, even though I shouldn't care, I kind of like a couple of models in there enough that I might want to try and paint them, which is weird because it's all just Xenos filth to me. Anyway, you excited? You're not excited? Do you care? Do you not care? Are you just glad they're getting onto Xenos Codexes and they're starting to diversify beyond the old Imperium versus Chaos narrative? Let me know in the comments below. I always read them, as you know, and I will see you for the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Oh yeah, there's all the usual stuff to click. Do it if you like. It's fine. You don't have to. I don't mind. Either way, your life. Do as you like. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.